right, guys. Hi, this is Mrs. Aldridge. So hello to Miss Bassham, Miss Williams class, whoever's out there watching. I'm going to put together just a little bit of information for you on how to create a presentation using Google Apps so that your ads will come out looking really, really good. So this is an informal little lesson, and it's just to give you some information, maybe some tips and tricks that you can use. So you're going to design an ad, and so probably the best app to do that within the Google Apps is Presentation. It lets you manipulate objects all over the page, and that's exactly what your teachers want. So inside Google, if you're logged in, you go to your Apps block and go to Drive, and in Drive we're going to create a presentation. So I'm going to go down to present. Now this is like PowerPoint, but it's called Presentation in Google, and it works very similarly. Now you'll notice that the first thing here is that the page, and by, it pops up a theme. I wouldn't apply a theme here because you want your ad to be more customized, and you're not creating a slideshow here, you're just using the presentation slide as a way for you to create your project. The reason that we're using presentation is because you can do more things in terms of inserting text boxes and images and moving them around. So a Google document is not quite as flexible as a presentation slide, so that's why we're doing that. You know, you might notice that the slide is what we call landscaped orientation. That means it's laying kind of flat and looks very rectangular. Your ad will probably look more like a regular sheet of paper, which would be in the portrait mode standing up. And to do that in presentation, there's no set command that I could find, but you can go here to page setup, and it lets you change the setup of your page. And all of these aren't going to work for us. In order to get a portrait, normal looking sheet, I had to go to custom and actually set the inches. A regular sheet of paper is 8.5 inches by 11 inches. And when I click OK after putting that in, you'll see that now the page looks straight up, just like a normal page. And that's good. I usually get rid of these initial objects that are on your screen so I can start from scratch with a fresh sheet of paper. And you can always zoom in and out as you need to put anything in that you want. One of the things that you're going to want to be able to manipulate on the page is a text box. So here's a text box, and when you click on text box, you just draw a square wherever you want that text box to go, and then you can type in whatever text you want. This is my ad, for example, and let me change my view a little bit so you can get a little bit better look at that. This is my ad. So the text box, if I click off it over here on the right, you'll see that the box actually goes away. But you can do things with the box if you click back on here, and you can add things like a fill color. So if you go up to here, you can add a fill color if you like. You can change the color. You should be able to add a line, although I struggled with that. That's just a line shape. I'm talking about a line that you can actually see around the box, and I couldn't quite get that to happen. Oh, there it is. There it is. It's a black line. So you can add a line as well to the square, the border of the object, which is really kind of nice. Now, this can be moved anywhere you want. This can be moved anywhere you want, which is really nice. And there can be some formatting. There is some formatting that you can do to the page. I'm going to go back to the full page here where you can fit it. And you can move this anywhere you like. Now you can also insert images as well, and you can pick any pictures that you want. The thing about using images in Google is that you have to upload them. If they're on your desktop, you can drag them in. On a Chromebook, I'd kind of have to look at that. But the idea is that you're working in the cloud, and because you're working in the cloud, you really have to go you have to save your pictures to your desktop and then insert them into the Google presentation document. So I'm just going to pick this RAM here just for fun, and notice how it's uploading to the cloud. This will be your cloud storage, and then that's on your page. You can also manipulate this and put it anywhere you want, and that's how you move objects. There's not going to be any wrapping of any kind. You can just move things wherever it is that you like. You can resize them with your sizing handles. One thing I do want to point out also is that if you're resizing a picture, be sure that you grab it by the corner handles and resize it. Don't grab it by like the middle, because if you do things like this, see how it distorts that image? And so that's not a good thing. Grab it by the corner handle, so it keeps it what we call proportional, the same size all around. So you can do that. You can also insert You can even have hyperlinks. If you want to link to some information about your product, you can insert a video. There's, of course, word art is always there, so you can put anything you want there. Now, I haven't used word art. You might have to play with this, but obviously if you want a nice large title, that might be a good thing that you might want to add. I'm sure there's some way to manipulate that, so you can play with that. There's shapes that you can insert. You can have arrows if you're trying to point somewhere. So there's an arrow, and you should be able to modify that in some way, making it bigger or thicker, which quite frankly, I'm not sure. Here it is, line weight. You can go bigger, so you can make that a lot thicker if you want to. And again, move that anywhere that you'd like on the page. You can also do things like change your background. So you can change the color if you wanted an entire background color, you can do that. So that's helpful. You can also add accent marks by using shapes. So you could input different shapes. There's all kinds of different shapes. So if you wanted to access or accent something, you could, for example, put one of these in, and then you could color it a certain color by right-clicking it. And, well, hang on, I wouldn't right-click it. I'd go up here to my fill color. Go up to your fill color, and you can pick a color. So you can actually use these as accent marks if you wanted to on your page, which are kind of nice. And you can copy these. So if you like that, you can go ahead and paste a new one, and you can use it somewhere else if you want. So you can drag this to the other side. You can rotate it. So if you want one like in the corner, you can do that and have something a little different. So these are some options as well. You can also, I think I mentioned the video, but I want to talk, in case you want to link something to a video, you can insert a video, but keep in mind it has to be a YouTube link. So what you would do is actually go out to YouTube and find the video that describes your product or something. And I'm not sure this relates to your lesson, you'll have to ask your teacher. But you can actually copy paste the direct URL from YouTube, or you can do a video search, but that's only for YouTube. I think that's all that I really want to show you here. I think it's just a one slide ad that your teacher is expecting you to do, but I just wanted to give you these little tidbits. You guys are so creative. I know you're going to come up with something different in terms of discovering maybe new tools or new ways to do things, but these are some of the basics that'll get you started. The text box, which is this one here, and let me get that a little closer. This will be your text box. Then you have your shapes that you can insert. Then you have your images that you can insert. You have things like word art you can insert. And you can manipulate these all over your page to create your ad. Hope you have a really good time with your project, and I can't wait to see some of them when you're done.